things the government is supposed to do. That's what the federal government is there for. They said they were going to do it, and they're not doing it.
Well, then we don't need the Minutemen.
That's correct. But we don't want it.
Well, let's send the Minutemen home. That's a good idea.
No, why don't you answer the question?
Answer the question. I want to hear your answer.
What answer?
Your smart answer.
Wait a minute. You don't want to. What kind of an answer would you like, young man? He asked the question. Look, can I answer? Do you mind if I answer his question? Excuse me. You'll get your turn.
Please do answer the question.
Yeah, what's your question?
The question is, why is the federal government leaving our borders porous for anybody to come in anywhere they want?
If you knew anything about our borders, you would know that that's not the case. Our borders are quite secure, thank you.
How do you know that? Excuse me.
Back that up. Back that up. This is unedited. Our borders are quite secure, thank you. And notice he talks like one of these burnout, high school teachers who sneaks off at lunch and has a martini lunch. And he sits there like he's talking to a group of elementary school students, where it isn't about the information, it's about him acting smug and saying, the Minutemen can go home, can't they? It's all about how we're trash. And this is the quintessential fake liberal arrogance. I mean, you'll sit there and tell them a decade ago, derivatives are going to destroy us. It will destroy our economy. And they're like, the economy's doing great. Well, shut up, conspiracy theorist. Bob Chapman, hearing that, and for TV viewers that are watching on prisonplanet.tv, watching that, that attitude, that spirit, I think, really illustrates everything that we're fighting and is 180 degrees the opposite of what our founders set up as we go into the 4th of July. I mean, is that guy, I don't just throw the word treason around, is that guy not a treacherous little vermin? This creature, Congressman Pete Stark, I mean, he needs to be thrown out of office immediately. Bob Chapman.
Well, you're absolutely right. And I'm glad he's doing what he's doing, because what he's doing is alienating the American people who know better. There was a poll taking yesterday or the day before, and people were asked in the survey, how do you feel about the actions by Arizona in regard to illegal aliens in their new rules or laws? 4% said they were against what Arizona was doing. 90% said they were for it. I've never seen any survey that was that staggering. I know that we saw some indications of how people think when they were polling for the people to see how they felt about the Federal Reserve being audited and investigated, and the polls ran anywhere from 78 to 82%, which really surprised me. But 90%, I think the president's going the wrong way on this issue at the wrong time. This thing could blow up in his face.
Well, I agree, and he's also involved in a mass hoax. In his speech, I've got the text of it here in my stack, he said, Latino, Hispanic Americans want this, and it's the right thing to do. And then the article in Reuters that had his quotes said, yes, he's doing this ahead of an election for Hispanic votes. I've seen polls of 70, 75, 81% of Hispanics who are Americans. They're as red-blooded as anybody else. They know Mexico's collapsing. They know the Southwest is uninhabitable on the border. They know the illegal aliens are driving down the wages. We don't hate the illegal aliens. We just know they're being used as a political weapon to bring down this country. They know 46 states are on the verge of going bankrupt. They know Schwarzenegger just told 200,000+ employees they're going to have to get minimum wage and have their wages cut from $20 an hour, which you can barely live on in California, in many areas, down to $6 an hour. They know we're bankrupt, folks. We're sinking. We're a lifeboat piled up with the welfare state. I mean, it is insane to see this guy say there's no border problem, the border is quite secure, when it is bedlam. I mean, folks, it is bedlam. 1/3 of Arizona is now denied to law enforcement. They have signs up on highways and national parks saying don't go in. I mean, every week people have their farms burned down and ranchers are being killed. There is a La Reconquista, La Invasora going on. And it is a nightmare. I mean, Bob, I know I'm ranting here. I just cannot believe how crazy this is.
Well, you should be, and you should say what you're saying. And if I'm not mistaken, didn't we have in the last day or two on the Mexican side of the border a large gunfight between two warring cartels where a number of people were killed?
No, the cops are being killed. It's ongoing. But I mean, the issue is the majority of Hispanics want the border shut, and the media runs this hoax that it's racist if you want to have a border when every other country has one. It's racist. It's like, you don't want health care run by the government? You know, raise your taxes, cut the benefits? You're racist. You don't want to have war with Iran? You're racist. You don't want to give up all your property? Racist. You don't want your taxes raised? I mean, racist? What in Hades does that have to do with it? That little establishment knuckle dragger, slimeball Chris Matthews knows full well what he's doing when he invokes racism. He is a race pimp. He is the racist.
And that's true. And that's why he does that, is because he gets paid to do it. And there's too many people in the world like that, and there's nothing we can do about harnessing people like that. But I hope Stark continues to shoot his mouth off and be the arrogant little puke that he is. It's very important because he just alienates more and more people. And they're going to go to the polls, and he's no longer going to be a congressman, and there's going to be a lot of people who are going to be, we'll call it, diselected.
They're so arrogant, though. They're like on... I don't understand power trips. I just don't understand it. I mean, I had a power trip when I was 18 years old. As I've actually gotten power, I've been freaked out by it and realized the responsibility. Who are these people that just... I mean, I would be embarrassed to have red carpets and marching bands and everyone kissing my rump. They just love it, though, Bob.
Well, there's some people that do, and it all ends up at some bad end. Even Cicero ended up badly. As powerful and as talented as he was. And so all men, and we'll just use men, have clay feet, and they don't realize it. And your comment about the responsibility that goes along with the things that you and I do is extraordinarily succinct. It's very important that you realize that, and people in the position that you and I are in, that we have a great responsibility and burden to carry, which we have voluntarily assumed. And I think that's very, very important, and it bears out why we insist on telling the truth and turning over every stone so that we can find any skullduggery that's going on. Sometimes I think my publication, The International Forecaster, should be renamed The Financial Inquirer because if you want to really know what's going on around the world, it's important in the realm of skullduggery. We cover it. But these people, when they use this arrogance, and we'll capsulize it within that word, all they're doing is bringing more trouble down upon their heads. And it's going to bury them.
Well, I mean, it enrages me to watch Obama playing golf every day, to have read about Bush taking 2 naps and working out for 3 hours a day. I mean, I feel like with the responsibility I have, I catch myself working 10, 12, 13, 14, 18, sometimes 24 hours not sleeping. I had to quit that a few years ago because it was so bad for me physically, you know, to work 24 hours straight all the time, you know, I mean, routinely. But I feel like I feel guilty when I'm not fighting these people because I know how serious it is. And to watch them having these concerts at the White House and the BP guy sailing his yacht, and just to see how they enjoy it, and they laugh at the public, and they just are sacks of, they make me, I mean, why is it, Bob, that in history, the arrogant, power-lusting trash almost always takes control? I mean, why can't we just grow up as a society and take care of these people? I mean, why can't we get our business together?
It's the evolutionary process of man. And you have a great middle among humanity, and then you have the good guys and the bad guys. And their eternal fight goes on forever. And this is nothing new, you know that. And what's going to happen is we're going to go head-to-head all the way, and good will win. We will win. There's no way we're not going to win. What the price is we have to pay, it's irrelevant. absolutely irrelevant.
And I guess life really is about that journey and which side you choose to be a part of, good or evil. And the Bible says you were hot or cold, I spit you out of my mouth. So many people are good at their core. They want to be good people, but they choose to sit on the fence. And sitting on the fence means you've made the decision to join evil. And so I'll tell you, if you're going to sit on the fence and just kind of, oh, they're conspiracy theorists, oh, it's not that bad, you might as well go out and start robbing banks, or I'm not saying, literally, but join the New World Order. Because, if you're going to go to hell, you might as well try to be a general. I mean, you might as well, try to go all the way to the head of the line here. You people out there who think you can sit in the middle of the road, that's where the roadkill is the middle of the road. You need to choose a side, folks. You need to choose a side now. It is essential that you realize that you're not a spectator. Life is not a spectator sport. It's been said many times. It is not a spectator sport. And so many of you are unfulfilled and unhappy because you are spectators.